welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where we are going to be reviewing the game between Barça and Getafe at the Camp Nou. Barça have just about got over the line. It was a really nervy ending to this game, just a single goal in it. A wonderful goal that it was, though. We're going to be talking all about that Pedri strike and the build-up. But what was that second half about there? That second half performance, questionable subs again, I would say, from Xavi. Or is this just what you expect against Getafe? Is this how it goes? We're going to be discussing it all right here today. So let's do it. Because before tonight's game had even kicked off, we did have a few celebrations inside of the stadium. Barça there presenting the Super Cup to the fans in Barcelona. A really nice moment there to have the whole team together with the trophy, of course, in front of what was a good crowd tonight at the Camp Nou. Nearly 80,000 fans inside of the stadium. There was also a little tribute there as well to Sergio Busquets after he reached 700 Barça games. That was in the Super Cup against Betis, but today there applauded at the Camp Nou. But in terms of Xavi's team selection, there was, I have to say, a few surprises. Looking at that back line there was no Ronald Araujo in this game. Roberto came in at right back. Koundé then and Christensen were the centre-backs. Xavi, Busquets and Pedri in midfield with Dembele, Ansu Fati and Raphinha then along the front line. And basically, I think with Araujo and also Frenkie de Jong, of course, today, they didn't play any minute at all. They both suffered a bit of discomfort throughout this week. That's why they didn't play in the Copa del Rey on Thursday. They should be okay for next week, but Xavi at this stage is not taking any risks at all. So those two not involved today. And I did think it was a complicated game. I think you're looking at the way the game started from Barça. We did struggle really to create any sort of big chances in the game. It was tough going against Getafe. They do sit very deep. We know they're compact. They're going to go a very aggressive style of play against you. And it was tough, and it always is going to be in these kinds of games. And it was going to take something quite special to breach that kind of defensive line. And we did that. On 35 minutes there, I want to start with the build-up. Because look at this here. From someone who has to be right now one of our most in-form players, Andreas Christensen. He's looking to win the ball back nice and high up the field. But it's the way here that he not only wins the ball back there, intercepts the play, but it's his very first touch in intercepting that ball. He plays the pass. That is the interception. He turns an interception into a through ball. It's absolutely ridiculous. That piece of play there is genius. And I really do mean that there. Genius from Christensen. It's beautifully weighted there then into the path of Raphinha. He's away. Getafe then completely out of shape. We've caught them out there. Christensen has caught them all sleeping. And then Raphinha, it's over to him. The baton has been passed. He's taken it on, but he does brilliantly too. Because you look at it here, he's got all that space ahead of him. Pedri then is going to start making that run. But the crucial part is Raphinha's already seen him. Pedri there making that run. Raphinha plays the ball so early, and it's so good here. The way that he anticipates the run, plays the ball early, perfect weight on it, and it drops in the perfect position for Pedri. He can just run onto it, doesn't even need to take a touch. First time, back of the net. It was an absolutely wonderful goal there from start to finish. Christensen, Raphinha, Pedri all involved in it. Wonderful play. And that there is the first time in Pedri's Barça career that he's scored in back-to-back matches there. Goal, of course, against Real Madrid. He's got another one here today, and he does seem to be improving on his finishing this season. It's an area of his game which is always improving, and that's a great sign. However, what wasn't so great though from Pedri, it does have to be said, 5 minutes later, it was very nearly not a laughing matter here. A back pass from Pedri. He clearly didn't see the run of Borja Mayoral. He was in on goal there, thanks to that back pass from Pedri. But look at this from Ter Stegen, because he does so well. There's so much time there that Mayoral has to pick his spot to really psych out the goalkeeper, and it's almost a case of who's going to blink first. Mayoral is waiting for Ter Stegen to dive. He wants him to commit himself to go down to pick a corner, but he doesn't. Ter Stegen stays on his feet there in a really good position, makes himself big, and it's a great save. A top save from Ter Stegen. And how many times this season have we been in games here with slender scorelines, a goal ahead in a game, and we're relying on him, and he is stepping up, and it is absolutely fantastic to watch. So Barca there going in at half-time, 1-0 ahead. But it was really close. Which is why I was so surprised then at half-time, coming out for the second half, that Xavi actually elected to make there 2 2 half-time substitutions. One of those is Andreas Christensen, who came off. Apparently there, he requested the change because he felt a bit of discomfort. So that's there, understandable from Xavi. But I just think there, if you have to make one change in your back line, was there really a necessity then to make another one? If we had to bring off Christensen, if that was an enforced change, did we then need to bring off Balde at the same time? Because suddenly then, you've replaced half your back line. Suddenly then, we've weakened our defence significantly. And was that the right time to do it there? Because in the second half, Getafe were growing in the game. There was chances they were having in front of goal. We were certainly living dangerously. There is no other way of putting it. In that second half there, we allowed ourselves to be right on the edge of making a mistake, right on the edge there of conceding a goal. And it was really, really risky, I feel, from Xavi. We then saw a change again in shape. We saw Raphinha go off early. He might have felt a little bit unfortunate there after his assist, after his big part in the goal, to only have 62 minutes of play. But he came off there in place of Kessie, who came in midfield. So Barca there just solidifying things a little bit. But then we see Marcos Alonso come on. 15 minutes or so to go in the game, when it's really going to start getting scrappy, when you're going to have to start defending for your lives. And it's another defensive change. And not only a defensive change here in terms of like for like, but it was Alonso for Roberto. So actually then, you're not only bringing on somebody new in that defence, but you're asking Koundé go and play in another position. Suddenly then, you're switching everything around. And I just think in a game here where you're 1-0 up, do you want to mess around that much with the defensive line? I thought it was really, really strange to do that in a game like this as well, because it was quite clear against Getafe it was going to be tough to score another one. We weren't really looking like scoring another goal. We were defending what we had, and we really, really were living dangerously, like I say, on the edge in this game to get the 3 points. And I do just wonder there, we spoke about it a bit before the game, are we thinking ahead now to Wednesday? Is Xavi here looking at this league game against Getafe? In the back of his mind though, Real Sociedad on Wednesday in the Copa del Rey quarter-final game coming at the Camp Nou. Only a single leg tie. It's a big game against a really, really good team. And I do think that KBD was thinking today. I do think here some of these changes were looking towards that cup game. But we were lucky. I really do believe that today. It's tough against Getafe. It could be difficult to break down. And we just about got away with it in the end, living dangerously. But this here is how the table looks right now, guys. We remain top. We keep our lead there. That's the most important thing, of course. And Real Madrid now will play against Athletic Club this evening. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, it's already over. You will know how they've gotten on. I don't know that right now, but I hope they haven't done well. But let's wait and see what happens. When I said this in midweek in the Copa, they actually made a great comeback. So I'm just going to sit here now, say nothing, but all I will say is Barca today for me got out of jail, really, really on the edge, risky decisions from Xavi, but let's see now what happens next week. We've got big games coming up. They're not stopping right now and heading into a big month coming. February, Europa League, Man United, all of that kind of stuff just around the corner. We've got to keep going. Keep that momentum going. Keep it building. But today, we weren't quite at it, I would say. So let me know your thoughts, guys, on the performance, on the result, of course. That is a big, big part of every single game. We want to win. We did today, but it wasn't quite what we were hoping for. I will see you soon, though, with more videos, of course. Thank you indeed for watching, and enjoy the remainder of your weekend. But until next time, as always, Visca, El Barça.